play this weekend?
Not yet. Look, the AFL is still working with both Western Australian and Queensland governments around border restrictions, and the ever-changing situation in Victoria is making things a little bit more complex. So we're just waiting to hear what's going to come of that. I think there's a press conference shortly in Victoria which might give us some clarity on the rest of the rounds, but for us, we're just a wait and see at this stage.
Can you give us an idea of the logistical nightmare that this causes? You're 48 hours,
Yep.
supposed to be 48 hours out, and you don't know.
Sure, I mean, the devil's always in the detail, right? So how do we police it, traffic manage it, toilets, water, food, crowds? The venue that we play at is tricky at the best of times. So that's peak hour traffic, school pickup times, all those sorts of things that you'd have to work out if we weren't going to be playing on a weekend, if the game got postponed later. If it's on a weekend, are there going to be any crowd restrictions? Like, there's just a million and one things to work through.
So and that's an option, isn't it? Monday, so it may not be on the weekend.
It's the last option, but every option's an option, yeah.
With the way so you're playing West Coast now, with the way the border opening Sunday morning, best case scenario, it could still go ahead against West Coast on Sunday.
Best case scenario, there's still lots of details for the governments to work through, and even logistically getting them from Perth to here for a Sunday game, all sorts of things to get through, and the added, I guess, spanner in the works of now what's happening this morning in Victoria.
Is there a bit of deja vu of last season? Unfortunately, we didn't get the grand final last year, and it's 12 months later, and it feels like we're in a similar position again as the season's up in the air.
Yeah, look, last year we were warming up, and Scott Morrison shut the borders, and I'm getting the messages and saying to the AFL that said, God, are we going to be able to get home? Like, how's this all going to work? So I guess we're kind of battle hardened. We're ready for it, and we're just rolling with what we've got, and we'll just control what we can control and wait for the phone call, and we'll just play wherever we've got to play. We sort of have a mantra that we've had forever, which is, anywhere, anyone, anytime. So the team's ready, which is the main thing.
Let's see if we do that. Can we ask you as a player?
Yeah.
You're Friday afternoon or Friday lunchtime, and we still don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think that's just something we've adapted to this year. Obviously, it's all up in the air, but internally we're ready. Like Bree said, whoever we play, wherever we play, whenever we play. We've prepared well enough, and we can back each other in regardless of who the opposition is. I think everyone's done their preparation, so if we play Sunday, we're ready. If we play Monday, we're just as ready.
It'd be a bit annoying if you don't get to play this weekend, considering how well you played last weekend. You would have wanted to take that momentum straight through.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, as Bree said, everything's up in the air, so we just have to roll with what the process is. If we don't play this weekend, then we'll be ready, even readier for next weekend. So I think just taking it as it comes is probably the best thing that the coaches have told us, and as players we've worked really well at training, just knowing that anything could happen. We could be playing the next day for all we know. So I think everyone's just excited to be able to play footy, which is something that a lot of states haven't been able to the last few months. So we're really lucky.
How does it change your preparation if it goes from Collingwood to West Coast? Completely different side and the way they play.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we're prepping pretty much to verse anyone, so we have access to vision for every team in the comp just in case. So yeah, as players we obviously focus on the team we're versing, and if that changes then that's fine. We'll swap the details over, look at another team, and just prepare the same pretty much.
Had you done your video on Collingwood before the decision to switch that? Had you done that?
Yeah, a fair bit, but I mean we'll probably verse them later on in the year anyway, so it's good preparation.
So how much that extra cramming or video, can you give us an idea of what the week has then been like?
Yeah, I think it's more just like you come into the club to look at vision, and then you kind of realise within the next hour, maybe watch someone else just in case, but it's all well and good. I mean, you have access to a lot of stuff online, so you don't have to be in at the club to look at vision. It's on your phones, it's on the TVs. So yeah, I think just being able to adapt really well, and knowing the players across the competition, knowing how teams play, because you could verse anyone really.
How taking the COVID stuff out of it, the first couple of games for you played really, really well. You're getting your hands on the ball. A lot of you feeling a lot more confident in this season than you sort of were in the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's all about the preparation. Our season's very short, so it's a lot of the stuff you do in the off season throughout the winter. I've put a lot of hours into developing my endurance and my game, and I think, as you said, it's sort of paying off at the moment. But I couldn't do that without the girls in the back line, like the support from them to go off and run if I need to. And as a team, like we play a team sport, so everyone has their 5 cents in there, and like that's how we play well, just everyone putting it in.
About that crowd at Disney Park, they've been good, haven't they?
Yeah, we have the best fans in the competition. They've been so supportive with us at the moment, especially, adapting to when we're playing and where we're playing, and still getting around to the games and coming and watching us in 35-degree heat. So we are really lucky for the support that we have, especially this season.
Did you say then won't be crowds allowed, no? Or I misheard that?
Yeah, we're just waiting on what is going to end up happening across the league.
Yeah.
You never know. Last week, GWS and Adelaide pretty much played in front of no one. West Coast Fremantle had a closed game. Whether that would apply to us, I don't know. Particularly short notice, the time of it. That'll be kind of the last piece of the puzzle and probably drop pretty late.
Have you had to contemplate, going into some sort of, some sort of bubble where you can't interact with the rest of the public, with anyone you know? Is that something that has gone through your mind?
Yeah, the conversation's definitely been raised. I think it's just playing it day by day though, so we can't preempt anything really happening at the moment. But obviously if that is something that the AFL needs to do to keep the game ahead, then by all means I think a lot of girls would be supportive of that. It's hard because a lot of our team work full-time as well. Footy's only part-time for us really, so it's a big commitment, but if that's what it takes to finish the season, then I guess that's something that has to be considered.
We've seen a couple of the other teams get some financial support because they haven't been able to do their jobs. If you guys had to go into a bubble and some people had to give up their jobs for a couple of weeks, would you be looking for something similar as well? Like, do you think that would make life a bit easier if you don't have to go to your job and figure it out?
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, that's something for the AFL to work through with the Players Association as well. Just finding something that's going to best suit the players to manage that work-life sport balance.
Excellent.
Anything else we need to know?
Oh, look, I mean, this is just the new 2021. I can't see this changing for men's season either. This is learning how to live with a lockdown, a shutdown, a border closure, open. Last year in the men's season, it was everything was shut down and everybody moved out. But this is like trying to work with life. When one case comes up now, borders are shutting, whereas previously it was 200, 300 cases. So the constant juggle of an outbreak here, okay, we've got to shift and change everything to over here. This could be the new 2021. So it's going to be testing for everybody, but ultimately there are far more serious things happening in the world. People are still dying from COVID. We're very blessed in this country to get to do what we're all doing. So just hop on the roller coaster and enjoy the ride, I guess.